Hello, welcome back again to another episode Sports Show, BJ Show. No worries, well, we have made it to the last two rounds for the 2024 AFL Premiership season, and well, also after round 24, we'll do AFL Premiership ladder. Who will finish top as favourite for the flag? Anyway, we'll begin starting with round 23. Like always, let's welcome back Aiden to Sport Chat. Welcome, Aiden.
Thank you for having me on again.
Aiden, take away for game 1, Friday night footy at Marble Stadium, Essendon vs Sydney.
Essendon vs Sydney was, I think, an interesting game. It was a game that was quite even for the first half, and then Sydney did as they had to do to took the game away. So we'll just go quickly quarter by quarter. First quarter, Essendon get on top early, get 3 goals for the quarter. Swannies get 2 of their own to stay in the contest. Second quarter, Bombers add 1, Swans add 1. So Bombers are 4 goals at the half, Swannies are 3 goals at the half. Then coming out of the break into the second half, it was the Swannies all over the game. Bombers only adding 1 goal 5 in the third quarter, moving to 5 goal 10. Swannies adding 6 goals 3 to go to 9-7. And in the final quarter, the Bombers went 3-1 to finish 8-11-59, and the Swannies added another 6 goals, going to 15-8-98. So this was, by half-time, I think Sydney started to feel the rhythm of the game and started to get into the game, especially just at the end of the second quarter as well, and that helped them just produce the result in that second half. We will go and have a look at our player of the game, and I will be taking Errol Goulden from the Sydney Swans. So 25 touches, 20 kicks, 5 handballs, 6 marks, 2 tackles, and 94 fantasy points.
Time to head on the plane from Melbourne to Tasmania. What a game this was. An interesting game to watch, to see Essendon started well as the season is over. We know that from some few weeks back, but let's get to quarter by quarter. Essendon 3 goals, 2 goals, so 5 points at quarter time. Essendon could start leading the game. Then it was not as great. Close into it, leading Essendon was 2 goals, still just the 1 goal to Sydney. Half time with Essendon now up by 7 points. Could Sydney control this game, or was Essendon going to take the second half their way? Was now find out with the third quarter, just like the Sydney Swans have been stronger team all year and add on 6 goals. That really, and Essendon just the 1 goal, not great. And this is what they do, what good teams do to finish off games, and Sydney had another 6 goals to, like the third quarter was another 3 goals. So for the quarter, really, we know Balak Essendon, yes, first and final quarters really good. Come back stronger next year. We know that we will have a good start to the year where you're finishing you were up in that top 4 at one stage, then slipped out. So during halfway through the year, or in the beginning of the year, going to continue strong all year. What Sydney's done off? Well, speaking of Sydney, tick off another win. Beautiful. Yeah, no, good teams travel, and Sydney's done that. At good times during the year, they've done that, and they weren't focused. But, you know, finishing in that top 2 on the Premiership ladder is really strong. So they're looking really good coming to the final. So the same with Aiden. Well, Ellen Gordon, well done on your performance. Another strong performance on the road with 25 disposals, 20 kicks, 5 handballs, 6 marks, 2 tackles, 6 clearances, 4 goals, and Wesley as well, I apologise, with 4 goal assists, 534 metres and a 94 A4 fancy. Once again, well done to Ellen Gordon from Sydney on your game performance. Well done to Melbourne with the win, knowing Gold Coast was very good at home this season. No, both teams are not playing finals. Gold Coast a bit more think they'll have better on paper. It's not an easy trip to the Gold Coast. Credit to Melbourne winning over the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast lost 2 home games. It's an amazing record. 2 out of the home games they perform. That's a pretty good effort. Yeah, this game to be in the mix to play finals. Come back, Gold Coast and Melbourne. As Melbourne, I said, well done on the win. No, not playing finals, but it's part of that. So let's get my part. Well, good win for Melbourne. It's not enough to make you close to being a decent good draft pick. It happens. It's what what happens. It is happened, and how you can respond in a new season, coming off season, get some good players. A lot of players are coming and going. That's what a football club does. Let's get Major back into my best player, and I think Aiden and I like to have. I think he's been running my mind a lot. But Jack Varley, great performance. Great leadership player in my regards of that. Well done on your performance, including that 2 goals, 30 disposals, 12 kicks, 18 handballs, 5 marks, 10 tackles, 9 clearances, 379 metres game, and 141 fans at team. Well done on your game performance, Jack Farley, and best of luck next week for both Gold Coast and Melbourne. Aiden, it's now time for your thoughts. Take it away as Gold Coast hosts Melbourne.
This was an interesting game. I think both teams coming into this game were already out. They were just playing for pride at this point. And I know pride is something much more associated with Melbourne. They're a very historic side. They've been around for a lot longer time. They've got a lot more history on the line. So we go quarter by quarter. It's even at quarter time. Both teams 3-2 going into the first quarter break. Going into the second quarter, Gold Coast added 4 goals. Melbourne had 5. Melbourne up by a goal at half time. Second half then was all Melbourne. Gold Coast in the third quarter only kicked 1 goal. Melbourne added 3 goals in the third quarter. And in the final quarter, Melbourne put the game to bed early on as they kicked 7 goals to Gold Coast, another 1 goal. And this is, what I think Melbourne expected for most of the year. This is the Melbourne that I think I showed glimpses of all year, that they could do this. We know that they're very capable of doing this. It's just a matter of them putting it out on the field week to week. And for Gold Coast, they're still a young team. They're still learning the ups and downs of the AFL, and it's not always going to be your day. Even at home, they've had a really good home record this year. They're just not able to get over the line in these games where teams build pressure on them and just take the game away slowly. They need to find a way to get a little bit more defensive and get a little bit more control in these close games. We'll go to my player of the game, which will be Jack Viney from Melbourne. 30 touches, 12 kicks, 18 handballs, 5 marks, 10 tackles, 2 goals, and 141 AFL fantasy.
What a game. And I'm going to share my quarter by quarter. Was the first quarter. GWS started out 4 goals to Fremantle 3 goals. So the opening quarter was pretty nice. The 8-point lead to GWS Giants. Second quarter, big quarter. Turned the game over with Fremantle. A bit of exciting to those Fremantle fans, as I got one right next to me. So Fremantle add those 5 goals. And GWS just the 2 goals. So good teams can't start slow and stay it down. And that good teams can find a magic moment in that second half. Well, Fremantle now lead by 9 points. It was GWS by 8 points, and it was turnover. But it was the third quarter, GWS and Fremantle in the second quarter, 5 goals. So they shared it with 5 goals to GWS and 2 goals to Fremantle. So GWS did in the second and second quarter. Then we come to the third quarter, 3-quarter time. It was GWS 8 points overall. It was first quarter GWS by 8 points. Second quarter, Fremantle led the way at 9 points. Now it's an 8-point lead to GWS. What a game this turns out to be. Could we see GWS holding on the win, or Fremantle come home with a big road trip to Sydney and winning it? Let's find out. What's the final quarter? 4 goals were kicked to both GWS Giants and Fremantle. Well done, GWS was winning by 9 points. It was close, so heads up, Fremantle. Bad luck was the result. Play well next week. Now coming to my best player, and it's a GWS Giant player. What a year he's done. Brett Daniels from GWS. Well done on your game performance, including 3 goals, 21, 29 disposals, 13 tackles, 7 marks, 7 clearances, 504 metres gained, and 2 goals with a 171 game AFL Fantasy team.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Just like you said, this game was very topsy-turvy, very upside down, one way, then back the other, then back the other way. Very close lead, barely ever getting over 10 points at any stage. And then GWS just hanging on, being at home, they just hang on and get the win. Now, for GWS, it's a big win. It keeps them inside the top 4, looking at a top 4 finish. For Fremantle, it's a loss, it's another loss, and it means their chances of getting in the 8 will come down to round 24. And they've had some games, they had Essendon, they should have won. They had Geelong, they should have won. They've had this one, they should have won. You know, at this point, any of those 3 games turn into a win for Fremantle, they are in the top 8 no matter what. But now they've got to go to next week playing Port Adelaide in Optus Stadium at Perth to get across the line and hope other results go their way. For my player of the game, I've gone with Jesse Hogan's 6th goal performance. This is the exact type of performance you need from the modern forward. This is modern AFL at its finest. And it's not the highest scoring game. It's quite an average scoring game, around 100 points for both sides. But 15 goals and 6 of them coming from your key forward is what's expected in modern AFL. Even a bit of a throwback in a way that, you know, this is how full forwards performed in yesterday's footy, and now it's coming back where the full forwards, the key forwards, are dominating games. Even when you're only kicking 15 goals, the main forward's kicking 6 of them and 9 right across the board with other players. So great performance by Jesse Hogan, great performance by GWS. Fremantle looking in danger. Got to see what they have to do next week. Yeah, this was definitely absolute game of the round. Probably one of the best games of the season, all over in my opinion. I think mainly because of just the nature of the game. Brisbane early on looked like this game was all said and done by quarter time. There were 4 goals up. Obviously, Collingwood kicking 2 in the first quarter, Brisbane kicking 6. You know, you think it's game over from there, but then, you know, Collingwood doing as Collingwood do. Leave Brisbane to a single point in the second quarter and get 3 of their own. And then, the game's still probably looking like Brisbane at this point, but Collingwood have at least found a way back in. Then second half, Brisbane again take over. They go up to 9 goals, so they kick 3 goals in a quarter. Collingwood had 2. Brisbane just starting to extend their lead late again, just start to push it out. Then the final quarter, Collingwood from, you know, where they were at the start of the game, probably didn't really think they had much chance, but they kept going. They kept believing, because that's what Collingwood does. And they turned that around and they won by a point. So final quarter, Collingwood kicked 4 goals to Brisbane's 2, and they end up winning 11-13-79, 11-12-78. For my player of the game, I am going with Nick Dacos, who had 25 touches, 13 kicks, 12 handballs, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 2 goals, and 116 fantasy.
So, what a game this was. It was maybe one of the games of the round, and it was a much better grand final win match, as I would call it. This is the much better should be last day in September, back in 2023. Anyway, moving forward, I think this game should be more than ever Brisbane's improvement last time these two met was in the opening round. Well, let's get straight into it. Well, Collingwood on the winning wasn't enough to make finals. You know, it was a win, you take the win, you know, okay. But, you know, bad luck for Collingwood. You know, could they have a chance to play finals next week? We'll find out, but I don't think they can. You know, it's a bit too little too late. Collingwood, Brisbane, we're this was the win you needed to keep yourself in the top 4. You are safe to play in finals, so good luck for the final round of the season. For the Premiership season. My best player now, we're going into that now. Still side bottom from Collingwood, including 26 disposals, 18 kicks, 8 handballs, 5 marks, 8 tackles, 137 metres. Game was 110. Fantastic. Well done on side bottom from Collingwood on your game performance. Wow, I don't know what to say about this game. It was a beauty, but I don't think it was that exciting. Showdown fever. What a Showdown 56 this was. Before I get into my thoughts, I'm going to do this quarter by quarter. First quarter, both Port and Crows get 2 goals each for the quarter. Crows up by 2 points at quarter time. So it was very even, but second quarter, good quarter by Adelaide, 4 goals. Port Adelaide was the 2 goals for the quarter. Half time, Crows by 9 points. So Adelaide had the advantage to take away this game, but could we see a big second half of the Adelaide Crows taking over, or Port just too good? Let's find out right now. Was Port Adelaide just only kicking the 1 goal for that corner with 2 goals and no goals for the Adelaide Crows? So let's just replay that. Third quarter, all Port Adelaide kicking the goals and only kicking 2 for that, and Adelaide was no goals. 3/4 time, so it changed the game with Port Adelaide just 2 points up. Can Adelaide continue on their winning streak against Port, or was Port too good in the final quarter? Now, coming into this game, I think Port Adelaide just took away 5 goals to Adelaide, 2 goals. Port, well done, got the tick off, got a top 4 spot. What good teams do, play good football and secured a top 4 spot, as I mentioned before. Adelaide, yes, we know things over, but Ballock on the game performance, you never gave up, but it was that second half really wasn't, one of your best players. Isaac Reagan, just keep up, wish you all the speed. Cuthbert Reid played well in the season, unfortunately not with the win, but best of luck for that. All the greatest of luck for next season. Enjoy your off season. The best player I have to give it is Jordan Dawson. Now, what a year has been. He's been some up and downs, with injuries and what a leadership he has been since he's come to the Crows, captain the Crows. He included 26 disposals, 16 kicks, 10 handballs, 6 marks, 11 tackles, 569 metres game, and 152 fantasy with no goals, but set up those goals, and that's a achievement, a reward.
Ben, as you know, Showdown in this city is always a big game. It's one side holds bragging rights over the other, especially the second Showdown. I feel like it's always more important because you get the bragging rights over the other side over the summer break. So whoever gets this one gets a nice summer. Whoever doesn't, well, it's not a good summer. A very even game all the way through until Rankin gets taken out. I feel like the point where Rankin got whacked is when the Crows' form just went downhill and Port just took off. And that's not great from the Crows' perspective, from Adelaide's perspective, because you need to look at it and be like, we don't have someone on the field, we need to be able to compensate without him, we need to be able to make do without him, we need to find a way without him, especially in a big game like Showdown. You don't want to give your local rivals anything to yap about, especially if they're already playing finals and you are. This just big moment in the game, let Port take away with it, especially, as I said, in that back end of the third quarter, and especially in the final term. I will quickly go to my player of the game, who had an absolutely unbelievable Showdown performance, being Zach Brothers from Port Adelaide, who had 42 touches, 24 kicks, 18 handballs, 4 marks, 5 tackles, 1 goal, and 143 AFL fantasy points. St Kilda versus Geelong is always one of those games where it's a traditional VFL game. It is two traditional VFL sides playing each other. It may not be a rivalry game in essence, but when you've got these old historic clubs playing each other, it's always a big game. And St Kilda rocked up with their Halo Man kits this week, so you knew something was going to happen. But it didn't happen for them in the first quarter, as we're about to find out. So St Kilda only got 3 points in the first quarter, so the Cats 3 goals. Second quarter a little bit better for the Saints, as they go to 3 goals themselves, and Geelong adds 6 to go to 9 goals, 3 at half time. This game looks all over at half time from Geelong's perspective. St Kilda totally out of the game, totally out of the contest, nothing happening for them. But then second half, I believe the aliens that St Kilda was talking about from earlier in the season have come back, because they go 7 goals to 1 in the third quarter. They go from 3 goals to 10. Geelong go from 9 goals to 10. 3-quarter time, still very even. St Kilda suddenly got back in the game. It's all to play for here in the final quarter. And St Kilda go 6 goals, finishing at 16-11, 107 to Geelong, adding 4 goals to finish 14-5, 89. I will give you my player of the game, which is Jack Steele from St Kilda. He had 27 touches, 15 kicks, 12 handballs, 10 marks, 10 tackles, 2 goals, and 148 AFL fantasy.
Well, what another game this was. Yes, we know Geelong playing finals in the top 4, but even the top 2, we'll find out very soon. As will St Kilda know, they're not playing finals football, but they're playing some good football to come and take on a top 4 side in front of your St Kilda army. Well, like I mentioned, we got a game to share with you, and I'm going to share the quarter. It first quarter, great start by Geelong with the 3 goals, and St Kilda, no goals, but 3 behinds, and not great, but 17 points to Geelong. Then we come to the second quarter. Geelong added another strong quarter and added 6 goals to the quarter, make it 9-3-57 to St Kilda. Bit better with 3 goals, 3-6-24 for the first half-time break. Geelong led the way by 33 points. Could we see St Kilda having issues second half, or is Geelong too good, or can St Kilda come home with a 33 behind points? Let's begin with the third quarter, which, as I said before, and Aidan, you may have heard, he was sharing this part, 7 goals, a really big quarter for St Kilda, took control, great, not great, as 1 goal to Geelong. 3-quarter time now at 6 points, to making it 33 points downwards at half-time break, and now up by 6 points St Kilda. St Kilda ought to have momentum to take home with this win. Could we see St Kilda coming home with a big, huge win against the top 4 Geelong Cats? That's it, Geelong Cats. Or is Geelong coming home with this win? Let's find out what happens in the final quarter, where it happens, and it happens again. There's a big 6 goals to St Kilda, and no goals with 5 behinds, and Geelong with 5 behinds. Well done to St Kilda, defeating Geelong. Even St Kilda not making finals, this is what good teams find ways to come together, play smart football, and win a big performance in front of your St Kilda supporters is what you want. Good luck against St Kilda. I hope you do well. Geelong, kick off, take business. It happens. You always learn from your loss from the win for next week, and hopefully you do well against the final game against West Coast at home in Geelong. I'm going to share my guest's best player for this game, and I'm going to give it to, like Aiden here was sharing his best player, Jack Steele from St Kilda. Absolutely amazing. 2 goals, 27 disposals, 15 kicks with the 10 handballs, with the include 10 tackles, 5 clearances, 401 fantasy, and 148 AFL. That's it. It's all in 110, the Western Bulldogs. Have they got a final spot yet? Let's find out. Starting with with North Melbourne, not a great day for the club. And let's give it all for 4 quarters of footy. Yes, it's a big loss on the score sheet, but good luck anyway with the final game for the season. That doesn't sound very well. Okay. Good luck in the final game for the season against Hawthorn. That makes more sense. Anyway, Western Bulldogs, big win, look to control game and too good as well. Well, good luck next week for the finals ahead for the season 2024 against GWS Giants. I'm going to share my best player and Sam Darcy, much better performance than against the Crows about a week ago. 7 goals, 20 disposals, 13 kicks, 7 handballs, 9 marks, 5 hit-outs. A pretty big performance with 133 AFL Fantasy. So, what I mentioned before, look, it wasn't North Melbourne's year, and, there's going to be some big lessons in the off-season for North Melbourne. They knew that was going to happen. Western Bulldogs, yes, big winners, making finals. This is the win you needed to stay in the top 8, and GWS, another challenge for them. North Melbourne, another challenge as we're in the final game against Hawthorn. So there's going to be some games that's going to happen, and best of luck for next week for the final game of the AFL Premiership season. And once again, well done to Sean Darcy from the Western Bulldogs for your My Best Foot of Best Game.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting a bit concerned for North Melbourne. They showed a lot of promise, especially in the middle of the year. They had a run of games where they were very close and in them, and now they've just fallen off again. It's just like they've just given up again, and it's not a good sign when you've got a lot of young players and you're putting out performances like this. Like you're losing by nearly 100 points too. Okay, you're losing to a good team, but it looks like you're going backwards. I mean, quarter by quarter, it just doesn't look good for you either. But we'll do that anyway. So first quarter was Doggies with 5 goals, North 3. Second quarter, Doggies with 4, North with 1 point. Third quarter, Doggies with 7, North with 1 goal. And final quarter, Doggies with 4, North with 4. North with 2. So for North, it's just, you've got 1 game to go. Go out there against Hawthorn next week, show some pride, and just keep it close. Don't just fall over and embarrass yourself again. But Ben, just as you said, Sam Darcy, best player by a mile. He's also my player of the game. Yeah, so very much like the last game, you kind of hope for a little bit more action. You kind of hope for an even contest with every game. Again, it just wasn't there with this one. Hawthorn are a team on a mission. They are way ahead of their rebuild timeline. They are going to be playing finals this year, which is miles away from what anyone thought. I think we were looking at, most people originally said maybe a return to finals in 26, 27, maybe 28. So still, 3-4 years down the track. They've come up and shown what they're made of already. They're probably still in a rebuild, but they're playing finals already, which is the unbelievable part about it for Richmond. Their team, so many players have left, so many players over the years have, moved on or retired or gone on to other clubs. So they don't really have a lot of those premiership stars left, and this is the end of the road for them as they come into, their first wooden spoon in quite a while after those successful years. But I'm going to give my best player award, and I'm going to have to wind back the clock a little bit for this one. I'm giving it to Jack Gunston. Kicked 5 goals with 17 touches, 13 kicked, 4 handballs, 9 marks, 1 tackle and 102 fantasy points. Yeah, this is probably the best game of this round. West Coast started off hot, started right in the contest. 2 goals for them in the first quarter. 2 also for the Blues in the first quarter. Carlton with 2 more points. So it was 2-2 to West Coast, 2-4 to the Blues. Second quarter, West Coast hit the brakes. They get absolutely zero. No goals, no points, staying at 2-2. Carlton add 4 goals, going to 6-9 at half time. Second half, Carlton start off hot, continuing their form. They add 5 goals, going to 11-12 at 3-quarter time. West Coast adding 1 goal, 3 to go to 3-5. And in the final quarter, pretty much more of the same. Carlton adding 3 goals to go to 14-15, 99. And West Coast going 1 goal, 5 to finish 4-10-34. For West Coast, again, I felt like they could have done a little bit better. It's never nice to not kick a goal in a quarter. It's especially never nice to get absolutely zeroed in a quarter. You don't like seeing it to happen at AFL level, but sometimes it does happen, and it's not a good look for your team or even in the record books afterwards. But for the Blues, this is, again, a must-win game. They had to get a win. They had to get percentage to keep their finals hopes alive heading into the final week, and they've done that. Comfortable win over West Coast by 65 points, and my player of the game is Matthew Kennedy from Carlton, who had an unbelievable performance of 23 touches, 12 kicks, 11 handballs, 5 marks, 4 tackles, and 2 goals for 104 AFL fantasy.
Made to the final game, as so many times I may have said it. But anyway, West Coast last home for the 2004 AFL Premiership season as they're taking on the Carlton as they come on a big road trip and they must win to stay in the finals. Well, as I mentioned so many times, you go around Australia in any sport, but especially AFL, in this time of modern football, you go to Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast is now the new station of Tasmania. It doesn't matter, it's not an easy game. And when you host games, it's not easy. So, well, you gotta say well done to Carlton. You know, they needed this, but let's find out what happens on that. So, well, it was a slow start with West Coast having a great first half and not great in the second half. It was Carlton in the second half. We'll know that West Coast get a good dry pick getting the coming off season. Another rebuilding season and a much better season as well. Yes, they changed coaches over, but at least I'm not going to get the last place. You know, a little bit up the ladder a little bit. Again, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Well done on the travelling road to Carlton. Not an easy win to do. This game will keep Carlton in the finals. I am now going to share my best player, and that is, well, like Aiden. I've done this a few times, and he's actually laughing. We've never seen him done this so many times. But Matthew Kennedy, what a year he has performed, including he may have had a little bit of a hit out in the ruck. So for a midfielder to play ruck in AFL level against a big fella, that's pretty impressive. He can jump. They include 23 disposals, 12 marks, 12 kicks, 11 handballs. We made a little bit of a mix up for somewhere in there, but it was 23 disposals, 12 kicks, 11 handballs, 5 marks, 4 tackles, 2 goals, 252 AFL metres, grant, and 104 AFL fantasy. What a way to finish Friday night footy. Both teams not finals football. We have a Premiership hangover for not think they're going to go back. It happens. But let's share this anyway. You know, it's football. It was an okay crowd. Not the best, but okay at the MCG. Friday night football, you don't want to have this kind of thing in the final round of the season. But it was a great way for Melbourne and Collingwood to end their season. All the best in the off-season. And we'll catch you all next season. Well, even though I don't go for them. But now it's time to share my best player. Now, I'm not only going to do it not by quarter because I'll let Aiden just share that part. But Nick Dacos, what actually game performance to end his season. No, not playing finals and prove, get better, strong next year, being close. 40 disposals took away to play at the MCG was 25 kicks, 15 handballs, 11 marks, 2 goals, 675 metres game, and AFL was 157 from Vancity. Good effort for both teams. Melbourne, you know, there's a lot of players going to be leaving the club. It's life. It's a lot going on behind the scenes, and we all get that. And that's every club in any sport. It happens. Collingwood, good win. Tick off, but finishing 9th overall. Heads up, all for the enjoying the off-season. Get ready for new season. Okay, thank you very much for the last time for Friday Night Footy from BJ.
Thank you. So, final Friday night game of the minor rounds. It's the biggest Friday night game we've had for a while. It's the D's and the Pies from the G. And this should have been a thriller, but unfortunately, it wasn't. We go quarter by quarter. Melbourne 1 goal in the first quarter. Collingwood 5 goals. Second quarter, Melbourne had 3 goals. Collingwood had 3 goals. So even second quarter, but Collingwood just able to control the game, pad their lead a little bit, get in position to run over Melbourne in the second half as we go to the second half now. We go to the third quarter. Melbourne adding 3 goals to go to 7-5. Collingwood added 4 goals to go to 12 goals 8. And then in the final quarter, we have Melbourne adding 1 goal to finish on 8-9-57. And Collingwood adding 3 goals 5 to finish on 15-13, 103. And for no absolute doubt in my mind, the best player on the night was Nick Dacos.
Time to head on the plane from Melbourne to Tasmania. Made it to Tasmania, heading to the University of Tasmania, known as UOT. We got Hawthorn are taking on North Melbourne.
Aiden, time for your thoughts for Game 2. Hawks versus Ross.
Hawthorn playing for a shot at the finals. North Melbourne playing for some pride, some respect and some dignity. But I don't know how much of those they have left after the season they've had. They've had some great wins, but for the most part it's been a really, really sad season for North Melbourne. And it's not good. It's in Tasmania. North should have done better, but it's not good. First quarter is Hawthorn 4 goals to North 1. Second quarter, Hawthorn had 8 goals to North's 2 goals. North's 3 goals, actually. A good quarter there from North Melbourne. All things considered, unfortunately, they gave up 8 in the quarter. Third quarter, Hawthorn had 4 goals to North's 2. And then in the final quarter, the Hawks had 10 goals to North 1 goal. Come on, North. Please, do better. I'm tired of getting beaten up at the gym because my trainer goes for North. This has to stop. Next year, please. Please try playing 4 quarters for 23 games. That's all I am asking of you. Please put up an effort so I don't get tortured. This game was in Tasmania. You like Tasmania. What is wrong with you? Your season's over. Go away. Have a nice summer. Come back next year. Do better. Hawthorn are in. Big tick. They're playing final. My player of the game will be Massimo D'Ambrosio of Hawthorn. 31 touches, 16 kicks, 15 handballs, 5 marks, 2 tackles, 2 goals and 117 fantasy.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 2.
Well, that was some interesting thoughts. Thank you, Aiden. But it was all Hawthorn all the way. Every quarter, they just led there. How did Hawthorn did it? Let's find out. But I'm going to share by quarter just really quickly. First quarter, Hawthorn started well with the 4 goals to North Melbourne. Just the 1 goal. You play AFL level, you're going to be in that contest. Well, quarter time, it's 21-point lead to Hawthorn. Second quarter, another big quarter for Hawthorn. Add on another 8 goals, and this really makes them 12 goals. 981 to Hawthorn. Bit better with 3 goals to make it 4-2-26. Hawthorn by 55 points. Is Hawthorn too good over North Melbourne? Or North Melbourne come back from 55 points at half time? That's now fine. That was stunning with the third quarter. Hawthorn had another 4 goals, a little bit better, making it like North Melbourne get a bit better with 2 goals for the quarter, 3/4 time, 66. Clickety click, 66. That is the margin in front of the mighty Hawthorn Hawks. It was a 21-pointer at one point at quarter time. Half time, 55. Now it's a 66. As I said, clickety click, 66. 11 goals. What is happening to North Melbourne in the last, and not even the coach at North Melbourne had, the last 3 coaches, they've gone downhill, North Melbourne, and it's a very sad period of time. They need to find some smart players, get some good drafts, get up. Yes, you're not finishing last. That's a reward you can tag. I'll take that anytime. But the final quarter, it was a 10 goal to Hawthorn. North Melbourne now, let's just find out. And they have scored another 1 goal. And Aiden actually cracked up in tears. Emotion tears, as you can say. Because that is not what North Melbourne did well against Collingwood. But you can't do it against Hawthorn. So, good effort, North Melbourne. Isn't their day, not their season. Heads up. Get out of the pre-season. Enjoy the summer. You got to get back into training and be smart. Hawthorn due to win what it takes to play good teams, like good practice teams. It's the way to come into the finals. I'm going to share Dylan Moore as my Hawthorn best player. A little bit different. Well done in your game performance. 12 disposals. Not a lot with 8 kicks, 4 handballs, 4 marks, 8 tackles, 4 goals. That's a big thing. With 102 AFL facts that team. We're now heading back on the plane from Tasmania, and we're now going to go to Melbourne. Now, we're going to go onto the train from Geelong. So let's get on the train from Melbourne to Geelong. Right in Geelong, now heading to GMHB8 Stadium for the mighty sexy Geelong Cats against West Coast Eagles.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 3.
Well, I've got to say, who's better than North Melbourne West Coast? I've got to say West Coast, because they never give up. I believe they're going to be high, but we don't know what the ladder is. We'll find out very soon, but West Coast have come over from Perth to come over to Geelong, a big road trip, wherever the distance they went to, made Perth to Melbourne and Melbourne to Geelong. It's still a very long travel come. And they're taking on the most top favourites of Geelong Cats, sexy Geelong Cats. Not an easy win to go down Geelong and win, and unfortunately Geelong has got some big upsets, but this game was unfortunately did not go their way with West Coast. Yes, absolutely, West Coast is not in the finals, but West Coast is in Geelong, and with Geelong taking off with a victory, West Coast come back next season, enjoy your off season. There's been some good games you've done this season to prove you can be a good team, but well done, which means Geelong will finish third overall and make it onto the AFL Premiership ladder, and will come in very soon. Who will Geelong reverse in the final series? Started well with 8 goals in the first quarter, come with another 10 goals in the second quarter. Third quarter, 5 goals. goals each for the quarter, so really pretty even with West Coast. They make it even with that. Well done to Geelong with the making to the finals and finishing third on the AFL Premiership. Mate, as I mentioned before, West Coast good effort all game. They never gave up. This game, So I'm going to introduce my best player. Look, this player's been along with Geelong. He was a GWS Giant rookie, and he's now come to play with those mighty sexy Geelong Cats. He's been a key forward for ever since he's arrived at Geelong at the Cats. Jeremy Cameron include 14 disposals, 12 kicks, 2 handballs, 9 marks, 121 AFL fans today, an absolute performer, and 9 goals. 1. That is 10 scoring shots, but 9 goals. They were all over the place. No, I did not watch this game. But I tell you, look out for Geelong. They're sexy. They're back in the top 4. Look out. Here comes those sexy Geelong Cats.
Aiden, time for your thoughts for Game 3.
Yeah, so Geelong playing to lock up third place and West Coast just playing because they have a game and they're told they have to play because, that's how the AFL works. Show up, take the thumping. Apparently, it's great for morale building. But anyway, Geelong absolutely just cruising into third place, just domination across the board. 26-12, 168 to 11-9, 75. So easy lock up a third place there for the Cats. West Coast. Yeah, they've had a good year. They've had a better year than I think most people expected. Still a long way for them to go to be back in the mix where they want to be, and that could be next year. If we look at Hawthorn, I think West Coast might just jump next year. I think they're in the position to do that, and Geelong are going to be playing finals, so we'll see them in September. But Ben, as you said, absolutely no doubt, best player is Jezza Cameron with his 9 goals.
Turning back on the train from Geelong to Melbourne. Let's now head to the MCG. We're back in Melbourne as well. Richmond last on tacking Gold Coast.
Aiden, time for your thoughts at the MCG for the rebuilding Richmond. Take on Gold Coast. Take it away.
Yeah, so for both teams, I think this game was just about finishing the year with a win. I think that, talent-wise, Gold Coast is definitely on top of Richmond, especially in 2024. Richmond's only had 2 wins. I know they've had a lot of injuries, but they've also had a lot of players, as I said about last week, they've had a lot of players leave in the last couple of years from the Premiership side. So they are lacking in high-level AFL talent. But, for Richmond, it should have been a celebration of, the end of an era. Martin was there. He wasn't playing, but he was still there. But it kind of just didn't go their way as we go quarter by quarter. So Richmond starting the game 3 goals, Gold Coast 4 goals in the first quarter. Second quarter, Richmond adding 2 goals, Gold Coast add 6. So they lead at half time with the scores 5-4 to the Tigers and 10-6 to the Suns. In the second half we go. Third quarter, Richmond adds 3 goals and Gold Coast only adding 1 goal, but those 3 goals not enough to really make it a contest at this point unless something drastically changes in the final term. Final quarter, Richmond adding 2 goals to finish on 10-6, 66, and the Gold Coast Suns adding 3 goals to end 14-10, 94. This sort of was just 2 teams playing for a little bit of pride, a bit of fun. This game didn't really matter, just about where you finish on the ladder. I think Richmond with a win still would have finished last, but Gold Coast getting the win there to, go into next year with a win, on the form guide, being that their last game was this win. Now, for my player of the game, I'm going to go with Noah Anderson from Gold Coast, who had 30 touches, 20 kicks, 10 handballs, 9 marks, 3 tackles, 1 goal, and 126 AFL fantasy.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 4.
Gold Coast make an improvement season. With no playing finals, but come back strong next year because look out, they're pretty good. Especially at home on the Gold Coast. At the MCG, that's pretty impressive to play a win at the MCG. Have we seen our win from Gold Coast? I think they have or not. It doesn't really matter. But with rebuilding Richmond, the home at the MCG, not big crowds because you're not as performing great, but congratulations to Richmond supporters getting around your Tigers. If you finish third first or last, it doesn't matter. You still support your team. So, as I mentioned, well done making them the 18th spot. It's not just, that's not fun, but won't spoon us. Getting the number 1 draft pick. And here's a fun question. When was the last time, I mentioned this before, and we're going to share this at the end of this episode, but when was the last time Richmond finished 18th? Got the number 1 draft pick, even just finishing that position. Any of your answers will share at the end of this round. So, let's get quarter nice and smooth. So, first quarter, both teams, great start, 4 goals to 3. 4 goals to Gold Coast, 3 goals to Richmond. So, Gold Coast started well, led the way by 3 points in second quarter. Gold Coast just went away with another 6 goals. So, a big goal. MCG spirit for the Gold Coast. All the Hot Suns. Tigers with the 2 goals for the quarter. Half time, a 32-point lead would come into the better quarter. In the third quarter for Richmond with 3 goals to Gold Coast. Just, let's just say, this 1 goal to not this great, but 21 points at 3-quarter time. Gold Coast led the way. So let's just break down the 3 goals to Gold Coast up to 2 goals Richmond. So good effort Richmond. Yeah, it was a rebuilding season. Gold Coast, another good season coming into. Good luck in the off season. So Aiden, as you said, 9% from Gold Coast. Great performance. And as well, you mentioned that for these disposals, the 3 tackles, 5 clearances as well, 601 meters game, as well AFL Fantasy, as you said, 126 fans. Team, time to get on the plane from Melbourne to Brisbane. We've now made it to Brisbane. We're time to head to the Gather for the Brisbane's last home game as they host Essendon Bombers.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 5. Take it away.
We're in Brisbane, and as mentioned, at Adelaide for the third Saturday night footy. The last time we're going to see these last 2 Saturday in Premiership points, by the way. Let's now see what happens. Knowing what Brisbane will play finals. Essendon had everything to come back bigger and stronger, because you can't be winning on the low percentage and be in that top 4 and then slipped out. So you got to keep your heads up every game, even with the win or lose. With Brisbane, job's not done yet. Big finals coming out at home against Carlton. Best wishes into the finals series. But now let's get back to the Lions in the Bombers game. Good start Brisbane. 3 goals. With Essendon just the 1 goal. Second quarter, Brisbane add on 4 goals to Essendon, 2 goals. Quarter time, 12 points. And it's a half time 28-point lead as well to the Lions. Essendon, could they say, have a big second half to end the season, or Brisbane too good and too strong at home in front of that Lions support with Premiership glory point. Let's now get into the second half. Brisbane added on another 4 goals. Essendon just the 2 goals. So it ends up with a 12 points at quarter time. And quarter time 12 points, 28 at half time, and now 3 quarter time 46 points. So it was a big painful for Essendon, and I don't like saying that, but it was a massive comeback when they do it. And my goodness, from 46 points down, a team that's not going to play finals to making a big one, 5 behind to Brisbane. Now you come into playing finals and one team you're up by 50 points and you just go over the line, that's something wrong. And Essendon, good effort. They've kicked 5 goals, I believe. They're making with Essendon, good effort from 46 points down, 20 points is overall. So that's a really good effort. Even great. But heads up, enjoy your off season, come back strong as I mentioned. Now I'm going to share my best player, Dan Zinko, 28 disposals, 19 kicks, 9 handballs, 10 marks, 2 tackles, 605 meters. Game was 110 fans.
Aiden,
time for your thoughts for Game 5. Take it away.
Yeah, I watched this game, and honestly, if I was Brisbane, looking back on it, when they watched the tape during this week, I wouldn't be too happy with their performance. They were rushing, they were sloppy, they were putting dangerous kicks in. It was a very un-Brisbane performance, and I think that okay, you got across the line, you won the game, but at the same time, it wasn't a great performance to set you up for the finals. Essendon, they had chances to be in the finals. They let them go. They're going to be coming back next year, and maybe I don't know with Essendon if, the chances they let go this year were, games that they could have won, or they were just games where they could maybe weren't up to scratch. But, for Essendon, I'm thinking that they're probably going to have another finish just outside the top 8 next year based on what I've seen of them. Now, for my best player of this game, I am giving it to Will Ashcroft of Brisbane. He had 30 touches, 17 kicks, 13 handballs, 15 marks, 3 tackles, and 136 fantasy.
We're going to take a bit of a long travel. So we're going from Brisbane, the viewing, to Melbourne. It's now we're in Melbourne. Now let's get back on the plane. It's a bit of a time so far. We're going back, and now we're going to Sydney to the SCG. We've made it to Sydney SCG. Aiden, take it away, as this was a much-finished clash for the Sydney.
Yeah, another shaky performance in the first quarter by Sydney. I think defensively they weren't there. I mean, first quarter they kicked 7 goals but allowed 6 to the Crows. So, shaky offensive performance in the first quarter by the Swans. But then after that, they just started to put their foot down and take the game away little by little. So, in the second quarter, they added 6 goals to 1 as they go to 13-6, Crows 7-5 at half-time. In the third quarter, the Swans add 4 goals to go to 17, Crows add 2, going to 9 goals. In the final quarter, it's 1 goal to the Swans as they go 18-13, 121. Crows add 4 goals and they go 13-12, 90 as our final scores. Sydney, with the win, are the minor premiers for 2024, so congratulations to the Sydney Swannies. Big year, work's not done yet. You've got 4 more games to play, possibly 3 if you get over your first opponent in the finals, who I will talk about later on. Job's not done yet for the Crows. I felt like they should have done better this year. Last year they lost due to what could only be described as umpire error by 3 umpires. And they should have been hungry and really wanted it. They just weren't in this year. They were out by halfway through realistically, and they had games where they should have won, but they let them go. They had games that they probably should have lost, but were in and couldn't really find any form. So Crows will see you next year. But for my player of the game for this one, I am giving it to Nick Blakey. 32 touches, 25 kicks, 7 handballs, 14 marks, 1 tackle, 2 goals, and 141 AFL fantasy.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 6. Take it away.
Well, we are now in the second game of Saturday night footy in Sydney. Now, this was not a bad crowd, I've got to say, for Sydney Stars' home game. Now, let's take on the Sydney Swans hosting and taking on the LA Crows. Now, for the last time for the LA Crows, I'll share the AFL Premiership season. Now, I'm going to give you some exciting who will be my best player. We'll find out very shortly. So, quarter by quarter, starting was both teams started well, but we're going to give it to Adelaide big credit, Adelaide came to town. Slow start for both teams, but high scoring, 13 goals, and it was accuracy. So well done. 7 goals to Sydney, 6 goals to the LA Crows. 7 points. Sydney lead by 7 points. Then we came to a mother. But I love high scoring quarters, and that's what you want to see football entertainment. Good weather as well in Sydney. Second quarter, Adelaide 6 goals to make it a 13-84. To Adelaide, just the 1 goal, not great, but that's okay. They go to 7-5-47 at half time. It's a 37-point lead to the Swans. We come into the second half, nothing too much to celebrate with the LA Crows, but we enjoyed our off-season with Sydney adding just the 4 goals to Adelaide. Just the 2 goals a bit better than the second quarter. 3-quarter time, 49 points. It's a painful lead for the LA Crows, but Sydney just too strong. What good teams are coming into the right time to win some good games. Adelaide was the 4 goals to Sydney no goals, so well done. Adelaide was the final quarter, but it was all Sydney too good. Well done on the winning of the game to finishing top as your favourites of the AFL Premiership ladder 2024. LA heads up, enjoy your off season, get better, bounce into a better season next year in 2025. I'm going to now share my best player for this game now. It's no one from Sydney. You gotta enjoy this, LA Crows fans. Riley Fulford. Now this player absolutely dominated in a losing team with 16 disposals, disposals, those amazing 12 kicks, 4 handballs, 8 marks, 9 stopping in that first half, especially in that first quarter, 3 tackles, 3 goals, 3 actually, 3 goals, 3 behinds, and 107 AFL fans set T. We've done it. We've made it to the final day for the year for Sunday afternoon football for the last time. We've got 3 games remaining. We have an upset for this actually last 3 games. But before we do that, let's travel from Sydney to Melbourne. Right now, back on the plane. Melbourne for something a bit different and special for the sports chat. We're not going to fly, we're not going to train, we're not going to buy a boat. Instead, we're going to go beep beep on the car to Mars Stadium, which is in Ballarat, Victoria. So let's jump into the car, beep beep, to Ballarat and into Mars Stadium. We've made it to Ballarat. Western Bulldogs are hosting GWS Giants. These teams are always a good contest. So let's get it underway with BJ.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 7. Take it away.
So it's cold in Ballarat as that's just part of, and it's good for footy. A big road trip as for GWS have to travel and take on these 2 teams that are going to play finals no matter what. But it wasn't an easy game for GWS Giants, as Western Bulldogs were too good on the day. You know, GWS came out on top, being the top 3 to GWS was the 1 goal. Not over yet, with 3 more quarters to play to share. Could GWS keep their foot in front? Let's find out right now. Was the second quarter was a huge change. This is what the Western Bulldogs do well in Ballarat. 6 goals to GWS, just the 2 goals quarter half time. Western Bulldogs a nice leaver, 17 points. We come to the second half with a better with 3 goals to GWS. Giants to Western Bulldogs to 2 goals at this 40 quarter. At this stage, it was a GWS up by 11 points. Then it was a changeover to Western Bulldogs with a 17-point lead. Now at the 3-quarter time, point back to that 11 points. So it was under 3 goals by break. Now we come to the final quarter. Western Bulldogs was adding another more than 5 goals to make it a 14-4-98 to GWS. Add on another goal. Wasn't enough to get the win at Mars Stadium. Trying to share my thoughts for this game as I'm going to share my best player. I'm going to share it's Lachlan Wakefield from GWS Giants. Yes, in a losing team, but why not? Doesn't mean you win or lose. You still get a best player, but well done on your game performance. 42 disposals, 29 disposals, 13 handballs, 9 marks, 3 tackles, 147 A4 fans set T. Once again, Lachlan Wakefield, well done on your game performance. Let's now let Aiden just share his thoughts for the Game 7 Western Bulldogs versus GWS Giants.
Yeah, so this game, looked, quite entertaining on paper, and it really was. Down at Ballarat, the doggies love playing there. GWS, Orange Tsunami, you never know when it's going to come, but you know it's coming. The doggies, instead of having the Orange Tsunami, we had the doggy Tsunami in that second quarter as they added, that 6 goals there to really put themselves in a good position to take over the game from that point onwards and keep the Giants at bay. Giants, because of this, will fall to the 4th spot, and they will be playing the minor premiers in their finals. In their finals match, doggies with the win do get in no matter what. There's 2 games to go that do count towards finals. Doggies, however, are in now because of it. My best player for this game was Ed Richards from the doggies with 29 touches, 15 kicks, 14 handballs, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 2 goals, and 105 AFL fantasy points.
Beep beep, it's time to drive back from Ballarat and we're going back to Melbourne. We've made it back in Melbourne from a long distance drive, not too bad. But we're now going to come to one of the upsets of the game, heading to Marble Stadium for the Blues and the Saints. Aiden, let's hear your thoughts. The Blues and the Saints. Take it away.
Yeah, so Carlton had to win this game to guarantee themselves the 8th seed in the finals, and if they lost, they were waiting on results from the final game between the Fremantle Dockers and the Port Adelaide Football Club from Optus Stadium. But we'll see how we go here before we get to there. Carlton starting off a little slowly, kicking 1-3, St Kilda 2-2 in the first quarter. Second quarter, a little bit better from both sides. Blues going three goals in the quarter, Saints also going 3 goals at the quarter. So St Kilda were in the lead at the half, so Carlton needing to find a response to guarantee themselves their final spot. We go to the second half. Better from the Blues, kicking 5 goals in the third, but St Kilda respond with 5 of their own. It all comes down to the last 30 minutes of football for Carlton. Can they guarantee themselves a spot in the finals, or will they be waiting on the Dockers? It is the Blues kicking out early. They kick a big lead early in the final quarter. The Blues looking like they're in cruise control. And then with 12 seconds to go, the bowlers ain't St Kilda's end. There's a stoppage. It bounces to Jack Higgins. Jack Higgins turns, snap, goal for St Kilda. 12 seconds on the clock. All of a sudden, Carlton hearts are broken. They are going to be on the bubble for the next 3 hours, and depends on what happens down in the Dockers, if they get in or if they get out. Now, for my player of the game, it has to be the man who saved the day for St Kilda. It is Jack Higgins, putting the Blues on the bubble and keeping the Dockers' hopes alive.
BJ, time for your thoughts for Game 8. Take it away.
What a beauty of a game at Marble Stadium. Sold out crowd for Carlton Blues, the last game for the season, and they take on St Kilda. In my thoughts, this was absolutely the game of the round. There was heartbroken. There was some celebrations. Even now, before we go quarter by quarter, St Kilda had a chance to be in front about a minute 15 on the clock. I watched this game, especially in that last 5 minutes of their final quarter. Now, St Kilda had everything to win this game. And it was a set shot in front of the Carlton Blues army, and they were celebrating with St Kilda missing it. But what happened? As you said, Aiden, 12 seconds that game. Jack Higgins absolutely played smart. And credit to St Kilda, absolute upshot Carlton. Now let's get the first quarter by quarter. As Aiden did share a bit of that, but it was 2-1 in front of St Kilda. So good start. St Kilda lead by 5 points. Second quarter, it was all the mighty Blues and the Saints sharing the quarter with 3 goals each for the quarter. It was low scoring, but it was very nervous with the Saints up by 10 points. Let's come to the second half. Could St Kilda win or Carlton come from 10 points down? There's nothing in it. Less than 2 goals. So at half time, let's now find out what happened with the third quarter. It's lots of goals, 10 goals overall. How exciting! But it was the St Kilda with the 9-point lead at 3/4 time. Now Carlton could have everything in their control. It was being closed all day. Absolutely, was Carlton coming home with the win, or St Kilda too good at 3/4 time? Let's now find out the final quarter. Was Carlton with the 2 goals, less the 1 goal, and it was well done to St Kilda with the victory, knowing that Carlton needed to win to stay in the finals, even at 8th spot, as Andy mentioned. Now best of luck for St Kilda in the off season with two big wins, and they know how good they feel good to end a season with a win. Carlton, bad luck, but season not over, because your season, it's on the line for Fremantle losing over Port Adelaide. Now, which Aiden and I will be sharing very soon. I am now going to share my best player for this game. It's Nick Newman from Carlton. Yes, he's in the losing team, but he credits, and I've done him before in a losing game as well on your game performance, including your season, including 35 disposals, 28 kicks, 7 handballs, 16 marks. Over that 15 marks we say, which is absolutely incredible. A 638 metres game and 152 able fence that tee. Was not included with a goal, but setting up goals is impressive. So well done to Nick Newman from Carlton Blues. We're now finally made it. We're now heading to Perth for the final game. Bit emotional to end the season, but one team needs to say in the finals they have to play well in front of their purple and white army. Well, let's get on the plane from Melbourne to Perth. we made into Perth for the last game for the season of glory of Premiership points. This is it, as we now head to the final game. This was a must-win, I guarantee, for Fremantle to play finals, or Carlton. They didn't. It was a good crowd in the season. Fremantle started well, they did. They came up 4 goals to 3 goals to Port Adelaide. 8-point lead to quarter time to Fremantle. Second quarter took over with Port Adelaide with 4 goals to Fremantle. Not the best in front of goal, with only 2 goals for the quarter. Now, you want to play finals, you can't keep bad. But it was half time, Port Adelaide by a point. Still anyone wants to win. Could we see Fremantle have a big second half, or Port Adelaide just finish in the second spot on the Premiership ladder? Third quarter, Port Adelaide add on 3 goals to Fremantle, 2 goals. But 3-quarter time, it was 9-point lead to Port Adelaide. Final quarter, well, this was ended up. This is unfortunately did not happen. Fremantle just the 1 goal, Fremantle, and Port Adelaide was the 3 goals. Well, good effort, Fremantle, on your season. What happened? It happens. Come back stronger and even better than Essendon. Anyway, good effort. Finishing 9th is better than above of Collingwood finishing 10th on the Premiership ladder. Well done, Port Adelaide finishing 2nd. Good effort, and see you in the finals. Who they take on, we'll find out very soon. Well done again on Port Adelaide. We're not easy to win. Come over to Perth. Doesn't matter where you are, on the AFL ladder or in close to that final series. For my last player for season 2024, I'm going to give it to John Sweet, yes, from Port Adelaide. He had a pretty good season, including your game performance. Well done. 13 disposals, 8 kicks, 5 handballs, 4 marks, 7 tackles. Your big fella was 1 goal, 311 meters game, and 120 AFL offensivity. Aidan, it's now time for your thoughts. Let's just hear it. Enjoy your thoughts for the last time for season 2024 for Fremantle and Port Adelaide.
I don't honestly know where to begin with Fremantle. We had a whole month of football. We had Essendon, Geelong, GWS, and now Port Adelaide. We had to win 1 game. 1 game would have put us in the top 8, no matter what. And we lose all 4. And we were in all of those games. So we were in, Essendon. We lost it at the last. Geelong, we fell over at 3/4 time. GWS, we gave up just after half time. I mean, we were in the game, but they started to just take control there. And Port Adelaide here. First quarter we looked good. After that, all Port Adelaide. This is the reason why Fremantle aren't in the top 8. They cannot finish anything. They cannot get a game over the line when they have it in their hand, and then they drop it, and then they expect someone to pick it up and hand it back to them. Not happening. Get it over the line and you'd be in the finals, but no, you're not. You don't deserve to be in the finals with these performances. So anyway, on to the Power. They're in second as well. So not only are they in the finals, they're going to be playing at the Adelaide Oval in front of a big house on their qualifying final day. Then it is up to them now. Can Port Adelaide right the wrongs of the last 10 years and finish the job off, or will it be a bit more of the same in the finals for the Power? I will quickly do my player of the game, and I will be giving it to Jordan Sweet as well.
Well, we have done it for another year of Premiership season glory. We have the overall. We've finally come down to this point. Who's finished 8th to 1st? And maybe a little bit of a moment from who finished from the 9th spot to the 10th as well. We've viewed the first week of the AFL Fantasy. So Aidan, it's time for you to get down and get you to the AFL Premiership ladder after 24 rounds.
Okay, we're going to do the ladder now from top to bottom. Our minor premiers. Every team this year has played 23 games. So Sydney, 17 wins, 6 losses, no draws, 68 premiership points, 126.7%. Second place, the Port Adelaide Football Club. 16 wins, 7 losses, 64 premiership points, 114.8%. In third place are the sexy Geelong Cats, with 15 wins, 8 losses, no draws, 60 premiership points and 112.2%. In fourth is GWS on 15 wins, 8 losses and no draws, 60 premiership points, 109.1%. In fifth place we have the Brisbane Lions, 14 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 58 premiership points, 121.9%. In sixth place are the Western Bulldogs, 14 wins, 9 losses, no draws, 56 premiership points, 125.9%. 55.1%. And 7th is Hawthorn, 14 wins, 9 losses, no draws. 56 premiership points, 118.5%. The final team to make the 8 are the Carlton Blues. 13 wins, 10 losses, no draws. 52 premiership points, 110.2%. First out in 9th spot is Collingwood. 12 wins, 9 losses, 2 draws. 52 premiership points, 102.5%. Second out are Fremantle in 10th spot with 12 wins, 10 losses, 1 draw, 50 premiership points and 111.9%. In 11th is Essendon with 11 wins and 11 losses and 1 draw. A lot of ones there for the Bombers. 46 premiership points, 93.5%. In 12th place is St Kilda. 11 wins, 12 losses, no draws, 44 premiership points, 99.4%. 13th place is Gold Coast. 11 wins, 12 losses, no draws, 44 premiership points, 99.1%. 14th is Melbourne. 11 wins, 12 losses, no draws, 44 premiership points, 98.5%. In 15th is Adelaide. 8 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, 34 premiership points, 99.1%. In 16th is the West Coast Eagles. 5 wins, 18 losses, no draws, 20 premiership points, 68.1%. 17th is North Melbourne. 3 wins, 20 losses, no draws, 12 premiership points, 63.5%. And our wooden spooners for 2024 are the Richmond Tigers in 18th place with 2 wins, 21 losses, no draws, 8 premiership points and 63.7%.
Okay, hello everyone, we made it back into, we've done season overall from round 23 to 24 AFL ladder. It's won by Aiden, thank you very much for that. So we're going to do like we've been doing, but a little bit touch different. So we're just going to go through it non-stop. Here we go. My thoughts, how can Port Adelaide finish second? Yeah, okay, tick off, well done. New season, this is 0-0. All 8 teams know that. But who's going to be a sold out Thursday night football? I think, I'm going to say, I don't want to really be harsh like this, but Port's too good at Adelaide. I think Port Adelaide will get the job done. I know, I love my St Geelong Cats, but can they do well? Taste smart. So I'm going to go with Port Adelaide for that one. Coming into this now, this is a knockout final. I believe this is going to be an absolute beauty. Friday night football. Now, this is going to be at the presentation night at the Kenilworth Football Club with the inclusive. So that's going to be interesting to know. This will be the game of the round. I think it is. Now, I'm going to really put a bit of an upset. I'm going with Hawthorn. Now, why is Hawthorn my favourite game? I just really think they have absolutely dominated from 0 from 5, now finishing 7th overall. Now, once they'll finish in 6th. So, MCG, Friday night footy, this is going to be a beauty. Bye-bye Western Bulldogs. Coming into now, this is the one that's going to be this is the talk of the town of the Swans and the Giants at the SCG. It's going to be a sold out red and white with the all orange overall. This is the game I'm really going to think Sydney are just too good, and I'm going to back up Sydney with this. I think they're going to be really too good. Yes, I just think they don't start well, Sydney, and I know that they did that against Adelaide in the final round of the season. So I think new season for them, bringing them into this pretty final week. Now, well, we're going to have to see the runners up in Brisbane and finishing 5th. Now, I didn't see this. These two play in the front final at this ground at the Gummer. Now, these two know what's like. This is a knockout. There's no second chance for these two. But Brisbane too good. Carlton got injuries. It's not the right place. Carlton very, very, very pressured to making the finals. You know, that loss really even made him worse. And they knew supporters from against St Kilda, they knew that. But Brisbane's promoted. So there it is. Put Adelaide over Geelong in the first week. Then we go to Hawthorn over the Western Bulldogs, and then we go to Sydney and Brisbane. One game in Melbourne, so it's going to be a very ghost town for the rest of the season, rest of the weekend with it Friday night footy. Now, Aiden, I'll let you share your thoughts. Take it away.
Yeah, so for the first game between Port and the Cats, I just know Port can't go in the finals. Like, I just don't think nothing's going to change. And the experience of the Cats is going to be what puts them over the edge. So my outsider for this week will be the sexy Geelong Cats. First elimination final between the Doggies and the Hawks. That is going to be an absolute cracker of a game. There is no doubt in my mind that should be game of the round. I think I'm going to play it safe though. I think I'm going to take the Doggies. I think they've just got a little bit more experience. a few more of those players are still young enough and can, go a little bit deeper into games. Some of those guys, they've got more players who have played finals than the Hawks, and this is a time where knowing the stakes and knowing the situation really matters. And I just think that's what's going to put the Doggies over the line. Moving to the first Saturday game, we have the Swannies and the Giants. And I think the Swannies are back. I think the Premiers are like to bat. I think Sydney get over this one, which they should. There's not going to be much stopping them from going straight to the, take that bye that they get for winning a double chance game and then play their prelim and then go straight into the grand final from there and hopefully go and win it. Final game is the Lions and the Blues from the Gabba, and I think, even if Carlton get a lot of players back, it's in Brisbane. Numbers are going to rock up for the Lions and it's going to be a rocking house and it's going to be too hard to stop. So I'm going to take Brisbane on that one.
Well, thank you for listening to the Sports Chat. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I love and give it to you at all. Once again, Aiden, thank you for the season. This year, AFL Premiership season. Your thoughts? And that's where we include the AFL ladder.
It's been an absolute pleasure being on the show, Ben, and I can't wait to see what the finals has got in store for us.
Absolute. So, see you all later. Maybe the next episode, or even listen out for more to come. We got the Nord Red Leg season overview. What is my thoughts, including the final series, as well as the Kenilworth Football Club presentation. I listen to that. Absolutely going to be a fun one, a bit of laughter. Listen to whoever is that. As well, the award show is coming soon, so keep your nose alive and it'll be a beauty of review. Anyway, catch you all. Bye for now.